short-form research skills series for graduate students and early career researchers. In each 4 to 5 minute episode, I walk through one concrete framework you can use right away. Whether you're planning a thesis, auditing a literature review, designing a seminar, or crafting an elevator pitch, let's get into today's framework. Every researcher eventually encounters an uncomfortable reality. Not everything that is published should be accepted without question. Journal articles, conference papers, technical reports, online resources, and especially AI-generated summaries can all appear convincing at first glance. Developing the ability to critically evaluate evidence is one of the most valuable skills you can acquire as a researcher. Imagine a graduate student beginning the literature review for a new research project. After several weeks of searching, they have collected dozens of papers that seem directly related to their topic. One study reports remarkable results, another reaches the opposite conclusion, while a third uses a completely different methodology. Faced with these conflicting findings, the student wonders which sources should carry the greatest weight and how to distinguish strong evidence from weaker claims. Their advisor explains that the answer is rarely found by simply counting how many papers support one position. Instead, it comes from carefully evaluating the quality of the evidence behind each claim. This framework provides a systematic approach for conducting that evaluation. Rather than asking only what a paper concludes, it encourages you to ask how those conclusions were reached. Were the research questions clearly defined? Were the methods appropriate? Were important assumptions identified? Could bias have influenced the results? Were there alternative explanations that should have been considered? These questions help shift the focus from accepting conclusions to evaluating the strength of the underlying evidence. Another advantage of this approach is that it develops habits that extend well beyond graduate school. Engineers, scientists, analysts, and decision makers routinely encounter situations where they must evaluate competing information under uncertainty. Learning to assess the quality of evidence in a disciplined manner improves both research and professional decision making. The framework also encourages healthy skepticism without becoming cynical. Critical evaluation does not mean assuming that every paper is flawed or that every conclusion is incorrect. Instead, it means understanding that all research has strengths, limitations, assumptions, and uncertainty. Recognizing those characteristics allows you to place appropriate confidence in the findings and communicate that confidence honestly when discussing your own work. As your literature review grows, this systematic evaluation process also makes it much easier to organize sources, compare studies, identify recurring themes, and recognize genuine gaps in the existing body of knowledge. Instead of collecting papers simply because they appear relevant, you begin building an evidence base that directly supports your own research objectives. Ultimately, strong researchers are distinguished not by how many papers they have read, but by how thoughtfully they evaluate the evidence those papers provide. Developing that habit early will improve the quality of your research, strengthen your arguments, and increase confidence in the conclusions you eventually present. Thanks for listening to SciResMethods. If you'd like the licensed PDF version of this framework, along with more research and presentation tools, you can find them at moonbow.lemonsqueezy.com. If this was helpful, consider sharing the episode with another grad student or colleague.